It's time again for the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge, brought to you by American Car Care Centers in conjunction with C&8 and the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the Woburn Bowlerdrome. John Holt with Dan Murphy. We are into December now, the holiday season, and a chance for bowlers to maybe get some money, some extra money for some holiday gifts.
That's right, and of course they want to get into that championship round, and our format is the same. We have a challengers match, one-game match. Winner of that, of course, moves into the championship round, which is a two-game match, trying to knock off our defending champ, Steve Renaud, and start a streak of their own. We've had a real good number of shows the last few weeks, some competitive ones. We'll speak with Steve in just a second. But first, to meet the challengers in today's challengers round, standing by with Trina Fernandez. Trina?
Thanks, Sean. I'm here with a couple of challengers named Dave. We have Dave LaMontagne and Dave Dupuis. And Dave LaMontagne, we'll start with you. You're the picture of persistence. You've tried 7 times to get on the show in roll-offs. You finally made it. How does it feel to be here?
Nervous, but good. Yeah, it's exciting.
Well, good. Now, for the folks at home that have tried to get on the show, what made you just keep going out there at the roll-offs and giving it another try?
Just always wanted to do this, and my average isn't that high to show some of the lower average bowlers that just persistency will do it.
All right. Well, we're glad you're here. And you got a tough draw today, though. Dave Dupuis, as you know, was our champ a few years ago, our big money winner. Welcome back, Dave. Dave won $15,000 3 years ago as our champ, and you're back again today. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. Had a good year so far, and hopefully a big good match today.
I hope so, too. Well, best of luck to both Daves in their string today. Back over to you, John.
Trina, thanks. One of the Daves will advance to meet this guy, Steve Renaud, and you've been bowling well, looking to make it 3 weeks in a row.
I'm going to try and make it 3 weeks in a row. It definitely looks like I'm going to be bowling a Dave today. I know both of these guys real well. I think I bowled with them and against them many times, so I know them both well. It should be a lot of fun.
Because you know them, is there any need to watch them closely? Do you try to pick up anything in their games, or do you just worry about yourself?
That is it right there. You just said it. I worry about myself. It's me against those 10 pins down there. I can't do anything against to stop them from bowling good. I just have to try and bowl a little better. So I always focus on the pins, and I try to block everything else out. So we'll see if we can do it today.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back with the challengers match right after this on C&8.
The right choice for all the right reasons.
Here are 5 great reasons to choose your American Car Care Center for tires for your car or truck. And here's one more. At your American Car Care Center, the price you see is the price you get. You never pay extra for mounting, balancing, or valve stems. Choose from our trusted brands Michelin, Uniroyal, BF Goodrich, and our own quality American radio.
The right choice, American Car Care Center.
We care about your safety. Visit us today.
Welcome back to the Woburn Bowlerdrome. Happy holidays to you. Ace still at it. Again, that 9 box. They're looking for that elusive strike. But he's happy with the 9. And we're glad you're with us as we get set for the challengers match. Dave Dupuis and Dave LaMontagne. Bowling for the right to take on Steve Renaud. We're all set. Dave LaMontagne will go first out of Douglas, Massachusetts. South of Worcester, down near the Rhode Island border, and we're all set to go. He will be off the headpin to start. And he will drop 3, leaving 7 for his second ball. Lanes 35 and 36 here in Woburn. A 1-game challengers match. 1 more pin down, so a 3rd ball with the 6 still up.
Oh, boy. Just sliding by, and disappointing start for Dave.
He would gladly trade ace for that 9 box.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got 1 box at a time. Got to shake it off.
As we remind you, that's the way to shake it off. With a strike, there's not a lot of room for error because it's just the 10 boxes, the 10 frames, 1 game. But Dave LaMontagne certainly made up for his first box, strong with the strike. In the second frame, now Dave Dupuis from Leicester, Massachusetts, out in the central part of the state. And a former champ, as Trina told us, a couple of years back, and he cashed in big time with that victory that day. He will also go without a mark in the first frame.
Just as Trina said at the beginning of the show, Dave won our big show the very first year we were on, 3 years ago. Capturing that top prize and one of the highest totals we've had, too. I believe well over 300, 308, I believe his 2-game total was to qualify for that last show.
His second frame starts by dropping 7.
Now, Dave wouldn't want me to mention this, but he's a little handicapped physically. He had a fall off a ladder and hurt his leg, but up until the middle of the week, we weren't sure he was going to make the taping or not, but he's here, and he says he's going to give it a go.
He will go without a mark in the first 2 frames. Gets a pair of 9 boxes for a total of 18. Dave LaMontagne, of course, coming off that strike in 2.
And he'll fill that strike on lane 35. And as again, as Trina has all good questions here for these challengers. And one of them was an interesting fact of being in a roll-off 7 different times before he made the roll-off. So it's one of those things you got to keep trying.
Earl on the scene early today.
He's been doing some extra road work, too. He was a little more fleet going down there. Jump from lane 34 to lane 35 without any mishaps. Great job, Earl.
Second ball to fill now for Dave LaMontagne.
He's looking at the 8 and 10 pins left on that strike. But it's a 8 fill, and the strike gives him 22.
And then you can add 8 more to that total, up to 30 now through 3. Steve Renaud hoping to make it 3 weeks in a row as champion, waiting in the wings for the winner of the Challengers match.
Right back on the head pin on lane 36 is Dave LaMontagne. Gives himself the 2 and the 4 pins for the spare.
Gets just the 2. And then pins out 10 more, up to 40 now.
Dave Dupuis looking for his first mark. Spread eagle.
2-4-7 to the left, 3-6-10 to the right. See how he approaches this one.
We went after the 2 and the 4, just caught the 2 heavy and drove it straight back. Still looking at 5 pins, 3-6-8, 3-6-10 on the right and the 4-7 on the left. And just a 7.
Up to 25, needs a mark to make up that ground between himself and Dave LaMontagne.
Light hit there, wants the 7 pin to go. Got the 7-10, John, but with the wood, got a chance at this one.
5 pins, 5 pieces of wood.
Wood just to the right of center. You can hit that one on the red line or just below. Should have a chance to make this. A little high, but he gets it still. Spare in the 4th.
Good execution. First mark for Dave Dupuis coming in the 4th frame, and now back to Dave LaMontagne. High single 179. Seven over there to the left. 6 others to the right. Not a lot of bang for his buck on that roll.
Good 10 box though. Cleans him up. 50 at the halfway point. It's going to be a shame, but he may go back and look at that very first frame. It's getting just 4 pins.
He will drop 4. And just 1 more on the second ball.
58 through 6. Now Dave Dupuis will fill his spare in the 4th. Anything over 5, he'll take over the lead.
He will get just 5. He make it consecutive marks.
Well, he's tied after 4 frames. Needs to clear these pins away, these 5 pins, to keep it knotted at 50. He doesn't do that, so.
Down 3 now, 50 to 47 through 5. Another good crowd on hand here at the Bowlerdrome. Heavy at home and here in person.
1-3-6 and the 7 pin for Dave Dupuis, trying to convert that for a spare.
Just the 7 remaining.
Well, if he can clear away the 7 pin now, he'll climb to within 1. Not high scores, but certainly close. He does that. 57, down by 1.
Real tight match. 4 frames remaining for both bowlers. Dave LaMontagne nearly dropped them all.
For a minute, I thought he was going to be left with a 5 and the 6, but the 6 toppled over, and as you said, John, just missing the 5 pin for the strike.
He gets the kingpin. You bet. His second mark of the match. Had one in the 2nd frame, a strike. Now the spare in the 7th, and a big ball to start the 8th.
Pulls it left and gets just 2.
Along with that 4 in the 1st frame, that fill 2 is something else he may think about should he fall in this match. Now through 8 at 80. Battle of the Daves here in the Challengers match. LaMontagne and Dupuis.
Oh, boy. On the head pin, but just too full. Gives him a strange leave in the 2, 4, and 8 pins on the left. 6-10 with a piece of wood in front on the right.
Picked off that 2. Didn't get any easier. That'll put Dave LaMontagne's pin edge at 5 through 7. Opposite the sandbox at 8 is Dave Dupuis.
You can see Dave kind of put his hands up. He didn't want that 3 pin to fall. So he knew if that goes down, he's looking at the 6, 7, 10. Very difficult spare. That doesn't look like that wood is going to help him at all.
Got just a 10 to the right. He will have some work to do in the final 2 frames.
He'll be within 1 mark, so it's up to down by 7. So Dave LaMontagne was probably going to want to put at least 1 mark up, push the lead into double figures, making or forcing Dave Dupuis to mark twice.
Drops 4 with the first ball.
Oh boy,
it stays at 4.
Very similar to the first box, just sliding by to the left of the head pin. Doesn't want any bad frames. Oh boy.
Obviously these are accomplished bowlers. That's probably just a matter of nerves.
It could be, because he's just missing. It's not that he's missing by 6 or 8 inches. It's a matter of a few just sliding by the left of the head pin. Last time he threw a strike when he almost did that again, but This is a huge mark right here.
Can he spare?
All right.
Cannot. To the left again.
But it's a big pin. This would give him 94, would force Dave to get at least the mark. Well, he can go 2 10 boxes for a tie now. Still needs a mark to win, but he can tie it up with 2 10 boxes.
When we speak with these guys after the match, I know they'll both admit they certainly weren't on their games, but one of them's going to advance, if not by default. Two, 4, 7, with the wood resting up against the 2.
Nice little guide there, but you want to be right flush on the 2 pin.
He is. Big time for a mark. And that's going to be enough.
Do it.
Dave Dupuis just strong enough late. Couple more balls to go to finish out his string, but he will advance, as you see, and disappointed Dave LaMontagne.
Oh, what a shot. Beautiful spare on the 5, 8, and 10. Split the 5 and the 8, jumped the 5 right into the 10 for 2 marks in the final 2 frames.
His timing has been impeccable with the marks. Bonus ball right here. And you can give him 6 more. 7 more. And that's going to do it. Dave Dupuis turned on his game when it mattered, and he takes it by 13, 106-93. Dupuis versus Steve Renaud. That's next in the championship match on CNH. All right, here we go. The 2-game championship match with our reigning champ to the right on your screen, Steve Renaud. He will go first, taking on the challenger who just defeated Dave LaMontagne. That is Dave Dupuis, of course, winning 107-93. Now Steve Renaud looking to make it 3 weeks in a row on the Candlepin Challenge out of Southbridge, Massachusetts. Right next door, in fact, to Dave Dupuis, who's from Leicester, Mass. He'll start by dropping 3.
It was all or nothing with that one. He played in the inside of the head pin and just slid by. A little bit farther to the left, he might have got them all.
Leaves the 6 and the 10 for an 8 box to open with. Not the start he wanted, to say the least.
Just removing the 2 pin.
Gets 4 more, has the 3, 6, 10. To the right, 4, 7 over to the left with some wood resting against the 4.
Oh boy. This is a week for bad boxes, I guess.
13 for Steve Renaud, an 8, then a 5. Maybe the holiday shopping is on his mind that lies ahead in the next few weeks.
Pretty soon these guys are going to be shopping for strikes and spares.
See if Dave can take advantage. Didn't on the first ball. He'll get a 3rd ball here in the first. The wood pretty much acting as a bridge between 2 pins. He'll get a 9 box. That was 1 better than Steve. He'll drop 9.
Huge break there, missing the head pin, but that's all that's left standing, and that's rocking back and forth.
Wants to go.
Tough piece of wood out in front, though. But it certainly is a playable piece.
Can't get it.
Well, you can gain 5 and count if you can get the 10 box, opposite of 5 box.
He will do it.
I didn't, from this angle, didn't look like that wood was frozen against the head pin. It was. But he gains, like I said, 5 and count, so he's up by 6 early in the match.
Back to our champ, Steve Renaud. Right in the head pin, dropping 6 of the 10, 7 of the 10.
4, 6, 10 left. Probably going to go after the single pin, the 4 pin in that piece of wood, and hopefully he can snap something across the lane for the 6-10.
That's what he does. If the wood only. Open through his first 3 with an 8 of 5 and another 8. Dropping 4. And then a mark.
That's probably what he needed to get himself settled down. And you see a replay of that spare, cluster of 6 pins, and no problem for our champ, Steve Renaud.
Dave will follow with a 7-pin drop.
3, 5, 6 triangle left for Dave Dupuis, looking for his first mark of this championship round. That's not going to be this box. A little too flush on the 3-pin. Leaves the 5.
Moves to 29 with a second straight 10 box.
Oh, goalposts. 4, 7, 6, 10 left. Double piece of wood with a 4 and 7. But he has the other piece in front of the 6-10, which is closer to him. Be interesting to see what he does. I always like to play the double wood. You got a couple chances of something coming across, but
He'll go that way.
oh, almost.
Nice try.
Now his 3rd ball in the 4th. Leaves 1 pin up. And a big ball coming up for Steve Renaud after the spare in the 4th. Fill ball.
The 8, 9, 10 now. Throw loaded up. Big one. Big number here.
Here goes. Off the head pin, he'll drop 6.
Climbs to win within 1 of Dave Dupuis with that 6 fill. Make it 2 in a row.
6 in the 10 still up. A 10 box to 47. Here's Steven working the 6th. Dropping 7. The 1, 3, and the 10. With some wood between the 3 and the 10. Misses to the left. Gets 2 of the 3 with the 3rd ball. Bumps him up to 56.
Well, Dave Dupuis is yet to put a mark up, but he still has the lead. light hit there. Wants a 10 pin to go, or that wood's a roll way out, and it's not going to. I think you still got to give the wood a chance. No, it's going after the 2 pin.
It's 1 more, 2 more. And we are even, 47-47 through 5. Now Dave will be opposite a 9 box here in the 6th.
Right back at him.
Takes out 3 with the first ball.
Both bowlers still trying to find the range. Dave will probably go after the head pin, get as many as he can with this last ball.
Does that and gets 8 to fall behind by a pin. Steve Renaud up 56-55. We'll step aside, back with more of the championship match right after this on CNA.
Okay, folks, here it is, December 12th. It's coming up fast, actually next weekend. And last chance to come and get sizes from John and I for Christmas presents and see what the rest of the crew wants for Christmas. So come on down, Jonas. December 12th, the next tape date. Join the fun with us.
And all Candlepin fans who bring gifts get in free. If you don't bring a gift, you still get in free. We are back for the finish of Game 1 of this 2-game championship match. Steve Renaud, the reigning champ here in the Candlepin Challenge. He's up with pin over Dave Dupuis and ready to start the 7th frame. Right on the head pin. Dropping 6 of the 10. Gets 1 more to go. And an 8 box to 64.
Oh, these guys keep this up. I'm taking the shirt and tie off and putting my bowling shoes on and coming out of retirement. I think I can take these guys. That'll be enough to get them going. Oh, half Worcester.
Second ball. Took out the 6. Right in between the 3 and 10. Just 1 remaining for a 9 box. So 8-5-8, a spare. 10 box, a 9 and 8 and a 9 for Steve Renaud for a total of 73. Now Dave Dupuis. That's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
Defying physics. Second ball now. Ooh.
That close to a spare.
Dave surveying the situation.
That ties the match up. He can grab the lead by a pin with this one, and he does that. 65-64. If you want close matches, folks, we got them.
Nobody running away with it
No.
by any means. Staying tight, close to each other. Now frame 8 for Dave.
Headpin must be moving on these bowlers, at least with the first ball. Oh boy, that's 2 in a row. He hit the spares, I thought, but doesn't have any marks to show for it.
And a 9. Stays even. In count, still 1 up. 74-73. Steve's right on the head pin, and he'll take 6 of the 10 out. 4-7 to the left, 3-6 over to the right. Wood, in front of the 4 and the 7.
Oh boy. These guys can't buy a mark. Great effort by Steve Renaud on that split. Leaves just a 7 pin.
Mark's tough to come by.
Take a look at that. Splits them and carries the 4 pin, but nothing touches the 7. Hold on, folks. Could be our second mark of the match here.
Dave doesn't have one. Steve is the only one back in his 4th frame. Could we get number 2? Yes!
Spare in the 10th.
And the bonus ball coming up to conclude his game. Game 1 of 2 to decide a champ. I'll add 3 more.
Wow.
95, well under his average for one game. Of course, we're going to take that 2-game total here. Dave Dupuis.
Well, he's going to go after the 6 pin in the piece of wood, hopefully snap it off the right sidewall.
He can extend his lead by a pin if he picks this one up. So keep it at 183-82, but opposite the mark here in the 10th.
Well, even without a mark, he's going to be very close. And there's a pinning a little better than Steve Renaud. Obviously, that's why he's not that far behind. But he's going to have a spare leave in the 10th, in the 1 and the 3. 1 and 2.
We'll be matching marks in the 10th.
The crowd is starting to feel their pain.
Gonna put the wraps on game 1. Lucky for these guys, it's a 2-game total and a 2-pin edge for the champ, Steve Renaud. Back with the start of game 2 on the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge. Right after this on CN8. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage of the American Car Care Center's $30,000 Candlepin Challenge.
It's needless to say, these bowlers aren't on fire.
See if their fortunes change here in game 2. It doesn't appear that way with the first ball. Wood slides off.
4 and 10. No wood.
No mark here in the first. Dave continues to pin well, just doesn't have that mark yet. But without it in the 10 frames in game 1 and opens without a mark in the first frame in game 2.
Well, Dave only left 7 pins standing the first game. Steve Renaud left 14 standing. Steve had the 2 marks, and that's why he has a 2-pin advantage. But Dave Dupuis kept himself in the match by just pinning well. Looking for his first mark on this 10-pin. Yes.
You
Finally.
knew it was just a matter of time, and it comes relatively early in game 2.
And it wouldn't surprise me if he strung a few together.
Now to the Southbridge, Massachusetts resident and the reigning champ.
Looked like a pretty good ball on the Brooklyn side. He leaves himself the 5-pin and then the 7, 8, and 9. Triangle plus that 7-pin. Good try.
Gets the 7 on his third try for an opening 10 box. Seen that a couple times.
Wow, they're not even lucky enough to get the half Worcester. They get the 2 or the 3 pins. Oh, there's a half Worcester. Oh, wow, what an out by Steve Renaud.
Maintains that 2-pin edge.
Just like a strike.
All too late, though. Now Dave Dupuis with the fill the third. And he'll fill the 6.
Gives himself the 3-6-10 with the 8-pin. Piece of wood. Not a real good angle, but I think if he's low on the wood, he might carry the 8. Now, whether he can carry the 10. He was up high. Great shot. Drove everything straight back. 2 in a row now. I wouldn't be too harsh on these bowlers, you people are watching at home, because let me just see that replay of the spare, because there's rumors flying around the Woburn Bowlerdrome that they were taking tips from Earl before this match.
That'll always doom your day.
Yeah. They finally decided to go back to their own game, and Dave has gotten 2 marks in a row, so they're not listening to Earl anymore. 7-pin drop. Another difficult piece of wood looking right at him. The 3, 5, and 9 pins. As good as he could do without making the shot.
So the run of marks ends at 2. And a 9 box will push Dave Dupuis to 52. Steve Renaud had the only 2 marks of game 1. Needs a few himself now to take over the lead again.
Boy, he just can't buy a legitimate spare leave after that first ball. 5-6-10, piece of wood in front of the 6-10. Going to try to somehow snap that off the wall for the 5. Went by the wood, slapped the 6 and 10, and it twirled just behind the 5.
Tantalizingly close. Does get the 10 box to push his score to 30.
11-pin advantage for our challenger, Dave Dupuis, right now through 3 boxes of his second game.
It's back-to-back marks in 2 and 3, providing him with that advantage at the moment. Here's a good opportunity.
3 and 6 pins left.
Just the 6 going. 3 won't fall.
And this is what happens when you're having a tough time getting spare leaves. And you get one, you kind of press a little bit. And you go by your object pin.
That puts the game advantage at 12 pins. Total lead at 10 for Dave Dupuis. On to the 5th. Off the head pin to the left. Still manages to drop 9.
And again, like he did before, leaving just a head pin and a piece of wood right next to it. Just doesn't want to cap the wood.
Shooting for 3 marks and 4 frames. Yes. He'll fill it up with 7.
At the halfway point, looking at the 2, 4, and 10 pins, trying to make it 2 marks in a row again.
Just at 10. Not going. 9 more gets him up to 78 through 6. The time is now for Steve Renaud to play some catch-up. Looking to make it 3 weeks in a row. Well, what a time for a strike.
Now, he's been on the head pin fairly often this second game. However, it's the first time he puts the ball in the 1-3 pocket. And you can see the result. This is why the ball is cutting through the pins. Does a lot more damage than hitting the Brooklyn side and then going immediately to the left sidewall. Result is that big strike. Looking for 2. Again, now he almost crossed over, but that time a little full on the head pin.
First part of the fill, netted him for 4. Second ball right now.
Going to go after 3, 5, 6, and 10. Hopefully, nope. 7 fill.
And that'll tighten things up. Steve Renaud making up some ground. We'll have the finish of our championship match when we come back. Steve Renaud will need to do something to remain champ because Dave Dupuis stepping in now has the 10-spin lead. With 4 frames to go. On the head pin, but not a lot more.
Spread eagle plus the 5 pin in the middle. Sometimes that makes it a little easier to make with the 5 pin in there, but you don't want to have to shoot at it at all anyways. But they're still looking at 4 pins, 3, 6, 4, 7. He's going to come out with an 8.
Now to his 8th frame. Seven of the 10 going. No mark in the 8th. And a total of 9, stretching his total to 95 in game 2. Already bettering his score of 93 from the opening game.
2 open frames for our champ Steve Renaud to work on, trailing by 10 pins overall. Hey, got the crossover that time, and the result was better.
5 and 7 getting him strikes, those 2 frames.
Crosses over in the 1-2 pocket. Scrambles the 6 and 9, the last 2 pins to be converted for that strike. Looking for the double.
Filled with 7 last time. Gets 2 in the first half of the fill this time around.
Good recovery there, good fill. Oh boy, this could be close. Low scoring, but very close going to the final 2 frames. And it'll be just that, 2 pins. Those 2 pins that Steve Renaud was able to beat Dave Dupuis in the first game. That's the margin right now.
Frame 9 now. Right on the head pin. A lot of steam on it though, and it'll drop just half the pins. 5.
Oh, that close.
Didn't get it. Had some wood roll by behind. Wanted that last pin to go. We'll go without a mark here in the 9th. 10 box instead, up to 105.
Well, those 10 box. Very important, those 10 boxes. Here's a look at that spare, just clearing out the 6, but doesn't quite get the 3. Just can't get them together. Well, the wood might make this possible. Let's see. 2-4, and the angle of the wood got a chance at the 10-pin.
Crucial ball. Gets it.
Clutch mark in the 10th. See, the wood, second piece of wood was able to angle just enough to clear out the 10-pin.
And now the extra ball, the bonus ball for Dave Dupuis. His final ball.
Well, it's just enough to make, well, it's a little better now, but Steve Renaud's going to need a mark.
122. Total of 215. And now Steve Renaud.
Oh, that close.
See if he can get the 10 box here in the 9th. Pushes him to 104. Opposite of mark here. You see it right there. The look on Dave Dupuis' face, that is. And the scores now.
Needs a mark with 7 to win. Mark with 7. Give him 121 and a 216 total. He's going to have a shot at the 3-pin, I believe. It's up there.
Boy, after nearly 20 frames for each bowler, it comes down to this.
Got it.
He has a chance.
7 or better is the win. 6 is a tie.
This is what you call a pressure ball coming up. 6 to tie. 7 wins it.
We're tied, folks. We're going to go 2-box roll-off.
215, 215.
Okay. And we will continue, I guess. We're waiting from the truck. We're going to continue with the overtime now. We'll treat this like the 9th and 10th frame. So if they get a mark in the second box, they will stay there and fill it. And we'll continue if we need to be. Another 2 boxes.
Things starting to heat up. Dave will drop 9 in his first frame in the roll-off.
Spare in his first box. He'll move over to lane 36 and fill that spare.
Fill it up with 4. See if he can get consecutive marks.
Yes, he does, and he will stay right there and fill it. He splits the 1 and the 3. Headpin goes down and off the wall for the 4-7 and the spare. There'll be a lot of pressure on our champ Steve Renaud now to duplicate what Dave is doing now. Oh boy, half Worcester. So a total of 36, 36. No, 26. 26. So 27 is a win. So he only needs 1 mark because of the fills that Dave put up, only 4 and 2. Oh boy. Well, makeable spare, 7-10. Couple pieces of wood out in front, right where they meet, I think is a good place. If anything, I'd favor the right-hand side one. Looks good.
That's it. Well done.
Right in the V and clears out the 7 and the 10. Remember, needs 27 pins.
Is still vitally important.
Oh boy, it's only 6. He needs to convert this, or a 10 box would tie. Well, he would need all of these for the tie. Needs to make the 1-7-10 no wood to take it to a second OT. No, and Dave Dupuis is going to win 26-24.
New champ. 2-pin win in the 2 extra frames. We're back to wrap it up after this from Woburn. Some extra bowling and a new champ.
Unbelievable. How important is that third ball?
We'll see you next week with our new champ. Thanks for watching the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge on CN.